Hey guys, welcome to a slightly chilly autumnal Bywell, where this week I'm looking at a gun that is a long time coming. It's been 5 years since the launch of the Beretta 694 and it made quite the splash. With good reason, it's an excellent gun. And they've done numerous different editions of it, special editions and variations on the 694 theme. And it turns out that when they were doing that, Beretta were very much paying attention. They weren't just kind of releasing stuff. They were taking the temperature of the market with a lot of this stuff and have applied many of the lessons to the new 694 DLC, which is what I'm looking at this week. Now, 5 years ago, slightly more than 5 years ago, when I reviewed this, one of the first questions on the video was, oh, when's the black edition coming? So, like, as I said, it's been a long time coming. People have been wanting a black edition. When I interviewed the product manager in Beretta Douai, one of the questions I had from viewers was, when's the 694 black edition? So, like, people have been wanting this gun, and Beretta have waited and waited to really drop what I think is a bit of a masterstroke in terms of stitching up the market for this price bracket. And adding a feature that I don't think anybody expected. I've already taken a very brief look at this when I was at the Beretta Worlds with Johnny a little while back. Johnny has had a chance to review it. I've been waiting for this press gun for a while now, and I have finally now got it. I've spent a couple of weeks with it. I've done a good bit of shooting with it, and I spent a bit of time cogitating to sort of marshal my thoughts, and here they are. We'll take you through the early bits, and then I will tell you about what I think. So, on this particular gun, it is available 28, 30, 32 with both flush, fixed and extended chokes. Obviously these are Optima HP extended. Black chokes. See, paying attention. Black chokes to go with a black gun. Looks better. Rib is 10B7. It looks like a 10B6, but it is a 10B7. With a centre tramline. Tramline was on the 694 Sport, a special edition the GMK did that then became the 694 Sport, a 31, that was like the official gun. And they've kept it for this gun. People seem to like the tramline and the rib dimensions. The standard rib on the 694 is a tiny bit wider at the front. I think it's an 8. I think it's a 10 to 8 or an 11 to 8 on the standard. The barrels are where the big news comes from. The barrels are Stelium Pro. These are basically DT11 barrels married to a 694 action. Deep blued, fore end remains the same. The barrels are about, and I've tested this against a used gun that I found on the wall in the gun room. The barrels are 30 grams lighter than the standard 694. It's about the weight of a skeet choke, one skeet choke. So I think my initial impression when I looked at it at the Beretta Worlds was that, whoa, this thing's fast. I think it was fast in comparison to the 688, which is a significantly more deliberate gun to shoot and a good bit heavier. This is £8.6 all in, non-adjustable this one, by the way. But shooting it after some time apart from the 688 against a standard 694, honestly, aside from the difference in recoil, you really can't tell the difference. It's not noticeably faster. It's faster than what I'm used to, because obviously I'm shooting a big Krieghoff, but by no means unmanageable. It's not whippy or fast. It's not overly fast. Stelium Pro barrels, 3-inch chamber, superior steel proofed, obviously. The DLC coated action is obviously called out with this kind of acid green, which is common to all of the Beretta DLC coated guns. The DT11 DLC also comes with this acid green. Like it or dislike it, right? It is what it is. I don't hate it at all. I think it works on the gun. I think it works if you're going to have something black. You've got to really jazz it up a little bit. Black trigger. Now, do you remember the 692 Black Edition? That was black with orange, but came with a non-adjustable black trigger. I kept the adjustable trigger on this one. So again, we're learning lessons. We're keeping what people like and getting rid of what people don't like. DLC coating is immaculate. Nice contrast between the finishes on the trunnions versus the action itself. Everything else remains more or less as you would see on a standard 694. The swept top lever, the selector safety, etc. The palm swell is just nice. It's one of those, just works on the gun. A little bit of palm swell, not too much. It works well and gives us a good point to index the hand. Stock is actually a bonny bit of wood. I don't know what grade you would describe this as. You would almost give it a grade 2 or 3. It's well figured and finished with this new weatherproof coating, which actually does a lot for calling out, or rather sort of making the features in the wood pop a little bit more than the standard oil finish. It's laser checkered, as are all 694s, and then finished off with the Beretta standard pad. Now this one, I think someone's put a slightly longer pad on. This is 15-inch length of pull. I don't know if there's weights in it, but there is stock weights, the BFAS stock weights in the box. It is available as fixed or adjustable comb, and as I've mentioned, there is also a fixed choke variant. So you can pretty much have whatever you want. Price-wise, the adjustable for $450. Like a standard 694 is $4.2. Why wouldn't you buy one of these? Because with these barrels on, blimey Charlie, you can tell the difference. Recoil is fantastic. Trigger pull's great. Wood to metal finish. Look, it's a Beretta. There's metal to metal, wood to metal. Everything's great. It's a 694. But once you sort of factor in the additional bit and the barrel tech, man, it's hard to argue against this thing. It does make you wonder what sales of the standard 694 are going to do. I kind of have no note about the appearance. I like it. I know some people won't like it, traditionalists, etc. But like, I think it works. And as I said, the wood finish is very good. Shooting impressions. As I said, I've had it out on a variety of targets with a variety of loads. From 24 gram super fast. I've tried some Sport 100s. I've tried some Pro 1s. It shoots very, very well. I've got it fairly tightly choked, 1/2 and 3/4 in, and smoking targets with it. And just really, really, it's almost like a 20 bore, gentle recoil. Lovely, lovely thing to shoot. Definitely different to the 688, but I don't know, man. I think Beretta are really dominating. I think they did a version of this that came with all the bits, all the weights, and you could add them in, of course. You can buy them aftermarket. The XS Pro has got serious challenger on its hands. Like the Ultra, I know the Ultra XS Pro is well regarded because you get all the toys, you get the titanium chokes, and you get all the bits and blah 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 blah. I don't think it shoots as nicely as this, if I'm honest. But again, that's very much a personal opinion. You either get on with Brownings or you get on with Berettas, and some people can get on with both. I can get on with pretty much everything, but I do think this is a really, really, really strong contender. And it almost makes you wonder what Beretta are going to do when releasing. I mean, I said the same thing about the 688, right? The 688 is such a good gun. Why would you buy the standard 694? Well, now this is better. And it's not much more money. 200 quid difference. 250 if you go for the adjustable comb. Tough proposition, man. If you don't like the aesthetics, I get it. But it's such a complete package. Yeah. Really keen to see what you guys think. I know there's a lot of people super keen to see these in the flesh. And I know people have been waiting for this review. Obviously other reviews are out there. but a lot of people waiting for mine, obviously, because, you know. No notes, guys. Beretta, well done. But, man, I don't know if you can get this for this amount of money. It almost makes you wonder, why would you buy anything else? Why would you buy a DT11? Unless you are going to absolutely hammer the action, which, let's face it, most shooters aren't. This is more than enough gun for most people. Interesting times, right? Guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm sure you've got something to say. And I'd be really keen to see whether Beretta have squashed the demon of the cracking fore-end problem that they've had with the 694. I assume they have. I doubt they would have let that go. As I said, Beretta seem to be a company that very much learn from their dealers and from their mistakes that they make in the marketplace. So I would have thought this would be a very, very well sorted bit of kit now. Comes cased. As I said, this is a press gun. It does have stock weights with it, but not barrel weights. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's standard, whether it should come with stock weights and barrel weights or whether you have to buy them separate. There's no information on the website, but balance-wise, I'm going to call that dead on, or within a couple of mil. It is just wanting to drag forward a touch there, so maybe, but there's not much in it. Diamond light coating. One thing I guess remains to be seen is how durable this is, but it is definitely de rigueur. Beretta are doing all of their guns with DLC now. The SL2 is DLC, the 694 and the DT11, and of course Blaz have started doing the FBX, that's DLC as well. So I think this coating is here to stay. As ever, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it. You want some money off a set of ears? The code is here. It's a good deal. Merchandise is available on the Koyo store, and of course do please consider joining the channel. Like, subscribe, comment, it all helps. Every little bit of engagement helps the channel. So if you can afford to join, fab. If you can't afford to join, comment, drop a like in there, share it with your mates. It all helps. Thanks very much for tuning in, chaps, and I'll see you next time.